This is a follow-up to a recent webinar where a couple of things didn't work quite perfectly. I also added some features that I was promising during the program. So I want to go back and show you that even though I've made a lot of changes, we've gotten things working better again and on the right path. So I can go in and sign up for an individual role at an individual event, but I also have this planner that shows several weeks in advance what I'm currently signed up for, as well as some suggested roles that I might add. So I can go ahead and put myself in as an evaluator, and I'll get a confirmation message actually saying that I'm now signed up as an evaluator. Now, in addition to signing yourself up, it's handy to be able to go in and remove yourself from the agenda if it turns out you're not going to be able to attend. If you are the meeting organizer and somebody calls you up or emails you rather than signing up themselves and says that they can take a role or they need to be removed, you can go in and edit in this view where everybody's assignment shows up on a drop-down list. I do also still bring a paper sign-up sheet on a clipboard to my Brick and Mortar Club's weekly meetings. It's more convenient than trying to pass around a computer. And so we do have also that sign-up sheet mode. But when you come back from the meeting, this is something new. We now have a multi-week view that shows all those little drop-down lists. And it defaults to showing 3. We can actually show even more if we like. And so I can go in and I can plug Abraham Lincoln in as Toastmaster of the day, and the following week we'll make him Table Topics Master. So this is a convenient way of looking ahead. I think particularly it's a good practice to have your Toastmaster of the day lined up a few weeks ahead if you can. I also wanted to show a little bit more about how you set up one of these agendas. So the idea is you have a template that shows your standard meeting arrangement, but then you can also edit that week by week. And the different notes on the agenda, the stage directors on your agenda, as well as the meeting roles, they show up as blocks of content. Now the WordPress editor has just been redesigned recently around the concept of blocks of different kinds of content. So normally, if you're just going in and you're writing something, you create blocks of paragraphs, and paragraphs have certain controls over to the right about what size that paragraph should be. If you want to get rid of a block of content, you have a little control over the side where you can remove a block. And you can also move them up and down on the page. And again, this is the same control that you would use to move paragraphs or embedded images around on the page. So we're using the same metaphor. It fits in very nicely. And if I can figure out how to spell allegiance, that will be great. Now, one thing I've disabled is the ability to add multiple paragraphs within these agenda notes. You can add multiple agenda notes, but each one is a single paragraph. The formatting just works out better that way. There are controls where you can set things to bold or italic if you want to. And then each of the meeting roles also shows up as a little block of content. And we can go in and change that so that we have 2 speakers instead of 3 for this particular meeting. Maybe somebody's giving a longer speech. And that means we should also have 2 evaluators, and maybe they won't need quite as much time on the agenda. So we'll update that, go out and view, and we'll see that there's now 2 speaker sign-up slots. plus a backup speaker. And if we show the agenda, again, we'll see 2 speakers and 2 evaluators. So we've altered our agenda to meet the needs of that particular week's meeting.